Good morning, this is Scott with Second and 01 Canine Life Coaching with Barney, Max, and Hunter. I get a lot of people to discuss dog training and how things should be done a certain way. While I agree, be as positive as you can with your dog, but by positive I mean use communication. What makes them positive? What makes them put them in a good mood? I can guarantee you it's not going to be your behaviors and what you reward. It's going to be, and what you reinforce and how you reinforce it, it's going to be their mindset and their emotional systems at play. So what's going to be reinforcing is to a dog in a panic mode isn't going to be treats and getting over it. It's going to be comfort. Go ahead. When you're out with a group of dogs, which I highly recommend you do, if you only work with one-on-one dogs, become a dog walker for a minute. Go work at a doggy daycare. Because when you start working with dogs and you start watching how they do things naturally and what they want to do and what their reinforcers are, you'll see a lot more. That's a reinforcer. Hi, Barney. Exploring and seeking. Thank you. I'm a reinforcer. Hanging out with me, and I'll show you what I mean if you haven't followed my videos. Thank you, Barney. Go ahead. Giving direction, that's a reinforcer. Constantly needing to change their inappropriate to appropriate behavior is not. Thank you, Barney. That's a reinforcer. That's a reinforcer. Max, thank you. That's a reinforcer. That's a secondary. My treat was a secondary reinforcer. Being able to go potty safely, that's a reinforcer. One of my favorite terms now is of consequence. What is of consequence to the dog? What is of value? That's what you need to motivate your dog with. Thank you, Barney. Go ahead. Let's go find Hunter. Going to the bathroom is a huge one. Taking care of their emotional needs, taking care of their physical needs is a huge one. That means letting them play, letting them explore. Not only that, but you doing it with them is another huge value to them. Of value to them. So when you engage and interact with them, Barney, they're going to want to seek you out. They know they're safe in what they need to do. Hunter's going a little far today. Where did he go? But he's going poo. He's just to the left. Right there, going poo. And of value and of what's reinforcing. Good job, Max. Being able to stress relief after a stressful situation. Thank you, Max. Oh, we just had dogs come up here. And you guys ignored it. Good job. I am a reinforcer and of what's of value to these guys. Good job, Max. I gotta get your butt. Good boy, Max. This is free play. Free play happens when they need it. Max, look what I found. Wow. Letting them self-express. Guess what? Reinforcer. Sorry, I'm just watching to see how many times Hunter goes potty. And what his reinforcer is, or of consequence, is to him. What is of value? Did you find something, Hunter? Ready, Max? Hunter, you ready? I'm hearing dog walkers up here. And he was down here. And he's not that far up out of the way. Ready? Whoa! Max, they're behind you. Hunter's not wandering too far. He's gonna find another potty spot. Good job, Max. So you find of what is reinforcing to your dog, what is of consequence. And if you use their emotional systems, and you use your emotional systems, your 7 that every mammal has, and I'm not talking about emotions or feelings of I feel sad, I feel scared or upset. That's gonna be different. Those are feelings. I'm talking about things that you cannot help doing And I always use my roller coaster example. Max, go find your ball. I need both of them. When you're on a roller coaster, you're not able to control those emotions that are going through it, of what's happening before and all the way after. The only time you're allowed to think about your emotions and how you can handle those emotions is when you're finally off the ride and your brain has calmed down enough to relax. Think about everything that happens on the way. Hunter's being antisocial today. Mostly antisocial. I got you, Barney. Oh, no, he's not. He's going poo again. He got closer. Where'd it go, Max? Wait, I had 3 balls. I lost them. Max has 1. Thank you, Hunter. You better? But see how he's not running closer? Thank you, Hunter. You okay? Here. So yes, I'm giving him a treat. But play is not his motivator today. Play is not of value or of consequence to him. Good job, Hunter. You want to cuddle? See, offers his butt. That's more of a sign of comfort, that he needs something else. This is of consequence to him, not training. You hear him, Hunter? This is more motivating for him. This is of consequence. I hear it, Hunter. Thank you. Thank you. You don't have to play today. 1. Max has the other one. Sorry, I'm looking for the tennis balls that I have out. I brought out 3, but apparently I lost one. It's probably going to be on the trail on the way in, as usual. Thank you, Hunter. So while yes, things are very reinforcing for dogs, anything can be reinforcing, but look at their value. Even Max is trying to hang out by himself a lot sooner than he normally does. These are all things that are of value of dogs. These are things that are of consequence. These are things that you can do as reinforcing. It's not always about my world. You good, Max? Max. Thank you. Yes, he knows his name means cookies. Thank you. He knows if I say let's cuddle, we'll cuddle. But he also knows he can go out and do his own thing. Hunter knows he can go out and do his own thing, explore and be safe and come back. Don't think we're just hanging out in the woods, far away from civilization. We're not. I've got a road right up there. If I zoom in, let me find out where I gotta zoom in at. Right there. That's a building, that's a house. Just before that is a road. You're so tired, Hunter. Down there, just past those trees, right about there is a coyote sign in garbage. See if I can zoom in. Yep, right there. That's a main trail. Right next to that is a parking lot where all the dog walkers come in and like to hang out, and they'll walk the trails going up this way and then going up that way. And there's also a field on the other side. And it's not just dogs, it's random people. On the other side of these logs where that fallen tree is at, we'll have kids. All over this area we've got people. We are in San Francisco. We're just in the Presidio, where it's a little quieter. So I do have all the normal distractions. So things I need to reinforce, yes, I'm going to reinforce things that I want repeated through treats and appreciation. What I'm also going to do is focus on what makes them feel safe so that they want to hang out with me. Dogs are not robots. I'm not guaranteeing shit. I'm not going to say that if some kid comes running up here screaming or some dog runs through here that I'm not going to have control over my dogs, because guess what? That's a brand new situation. But how that handles that, how we handle that together, is what I can guarantee that they're not going to attack. Because they feel better. They feel safer. They understand that they can actually investigate and leave. When something new comes up after like, hey, we're safe and free in here. This is our safe spot. We can enjoy and relax and take care of ourselves. And then when something new comes in, of course they're going to seek and anticipate something possibly negative can happen because they don't know the other dog. They don't know the other person. I can keep their interest if I see it. Like we had dogs come up here and they didn't even notice. They came up to the big tree and that fallen tree. These two didn't notice. Thank you, Max. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Hunter. Hunter's asking for more cuddles today. Barney's being very good by waiting. Thank you, Barney. What? I'll get you then. I will get you then. I will get you. What'd you find? You good, Max? Oh, these sticks in the way of your ball? Max. Thank you. Gentle. Can I have it? You ready? You bumped it out of my hand. You lost it. Thank you. Max, do you want it? He likes the ball, but that's not of value to him right now. Hunter, you want this one? But he will take another one that I throw. These are all thought processes and how the dogs actually enjoy other things outside of being reinforced. Reinforcing is great. There's so many different ways that dogs can learn. Latent learning, operant conditioning, classical conditioning, desensitizing, auditory, scent. It doesn't always have to be reinforced by what you do. If they enjoy it, they're more than likely to reinforce it. If they're happy doing it, if they're feeling free and they're not under any form of stress or they're actually playing, that is the brain's natural way of helping with learning. Fear, the seeking system never stops, so they're always finding ways to feel safe in any situation. So they're always learning. But you want good learning, you want something that's going to stick, you want something that's going to last. Let a dog do their game, play with them during their game, and watch how quickly the cues happen. Because they're being social, they're able to play, oxytocin and opioids are highly active in the brain is lighting up and having a joyous time, they feel completely safe. Learning happens then. That's play is what helps with cognitive function. It's what happens with learning. It helps with problem solving and social behavior and social rules. So if these two were to have a problem, they'd be able to figure it out without getting into a fight. If it wasn't for me, per se, like if I was to just bring these guys out and let them go, they would figure out how they fit in together, but there would be some arguments. Free play is kids' rules, dogs' rules, animals' rules, loosely supervised. It's just to prevent bullying. There's the ball. Now I found it. Whoa. Still missing one. When they're happy, they're going to figure out things to do. Barney, you being neglected? Or are you being neglected? Cuddle. You want to cuddle? Thank you. Good boy. Yeah, I missed you too. Thank you. Oh boy, Hunter. Fine, I'll get you then. I'll get you then. I'll get you then. Hunter's gonna get you. Hunter's gonna get you. Oh, he didn't like that. See? He growled while he was doing intensity on this stick. And what did Barney do? He problem solved. He looked at me instead. You want him to play with you? I want to play with you. And guess what's happening? Hunter's watching, listening, using all of his senses to figure out what he can do, how he can play safely, and if he's safe enough to play. What's Max doing? Let's go get what Max is doing. Let's go do what Max is doing. Let's go get Max. Let's go get Max. Let's go get Max. Let's go get Max. Give it to me. Go, Max. Aha, I can't go. Let's go, Max. You got past me. Good boy. Thank you, Max. So while they're happy running and playing, I got it. 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 I get it. I get it. I get it. Oh, I get it. I get it. Hey, you need it that bad? You can't have it. You can't have it. You can't. No. And because Max loves the ball, he's going to figure out how to make it happen. And if he wants to figure out how to make it happen without hurting me, guess what? That's problem solving. You're going to get it? You can't get it. You can't get it. You can't get it. No. Oh, you got it. You stole it. Thank you, Max. See how he doesn't have to even though he has it, he doesn't have to resource guard it and he can leave it alone? Hold on, this is for me and Barney. Barney. Good job. I said Barney. Oh, Hunter wants to stop and go get water because he's stealing everybody else's stuff. Thank you, Hunter. I got it. Give it to me. Good job, Max. All right. This turned into kind of a rambling video, but if you want to reinforce good behaviors, do it when they're happy and they're playing and they're engaging. Don't try and talk to them when they're stressed. Be there for them when they're stressed. Be a friend. If I see my dogs are stressed, we stop and just hang out. I will comfort until they feel better, because that's what the brain is wants. All right, you guys, last one. Ready? Emotional systems are very, very important to dogs. That's why you get them that feel that dogs are panicky and they run and hide. That's part of their emotional systems. That's not just fear. That's a panic system. Your seeking system's always going to find ways to help you feel safe. And if nobody pays attention, guess what you're doing? If there's no way out and the dogs can't figure out that they can count on anybody else, which we raise them to figure out to hang out with us, and natural problem solving skills for dogs is looking for their companion to help them, whether it's their litter mates or it's you. Nobody helps them in their time of need. That's learned helplessness. That's as close as learned helplessness as we can create outside of a lab. Hold on, time out. All right, let's go potty. We're done. Let's go potty. That's why I don't have to keep these dogs on a leash when we're here. They don't have to constantly run around. They can hang out, they can interact with each other or with me. To help them feel safe, I hang out with them. I make sure their needs are met, physically and emotionally. How, Barney? You want to cuddle? And I reinforce that if we're here, it's more than likely to cuddle. I will reinforce things that are of consequence to the dogs, of value to the dogs. Max loves his ball. Hunter loves his stick. What did he do? Good job, Barney. Barney's learning to actually want to play with everybody else, and nobody's changing their behaviors of play, Max, to accommodate him. He feels safe enough to watch and understand how everybody else wants to play and interact to see if he can fit in with that. So what does he do? He usually plays with Wiley. He's played with me. Hunter's trying to engage him by going to the spot where he dug at. You're so silly. Running past him. Good boy, Barney. That I will reinforce. His reinforcement was me. I got you, Barney. Good boy. Hunter recognized that and Hunter left. Alright, get the last one. Let's go get Hunter. Hunter wants to be chased. That's why he's annoying everybody. Barney, let's go get Hunter. Hurrah! Let's go get Max. Max, you need the sticks? All right. This is Scott with Second to No One Canine Life Coaching. Remember, reinforcers are what the dogs decide based on their emotional and physical needs. You can reinforce a sit all day long. What is natural? emotional systems. What is natural? You hanging out with your dog, spending time with them, however you communicate, and reinforcing how you guys communicate. What else is natural? How you listen to your dog to help build that communication. Life happens. Dogs aren't going to be all excited about everything. If they are, you're actually releasing too much dopamine, which could lead to an addiction. The brain actually has natural ways to do so when you actually enjoy something, it doesn't become addicting. You can want it more, but you're not going to need it more. So be careful in what you're asking your dog to do. And by not recognizing when they need something, water, and not taking them to go get it or showing them where it's at, you're going to cause problems. Because now the brain says, it's telling Hunter, you need water. And how we're going to recognize is through behaviors and body communication and the signs his body puts out. Double lines on the face, the ears being kind of crazy, his face being more skeletal, like looks like it's only skin on bone. That's him close to being exhausted. Before he gets mentally exhausted, which means his brain already said, hey, find out how to get water. If you don't, there's going to be consequences. If you don't get these needs met, there will be consequences. That's usually when your dog acts out, is because the consequences of the brain saying, I don't feel safe. You need to ask for help, and you need to do it dramatically. Is usually when reactivity happens, because standing next to you, stopping and watching, the freezing didn't help them get their needs met. So if that didn't help, and if they're always anticipating something negative, that's reinforcing. Max. All right, this is Scott with Second and 01 Canine Life Coaching. Have a great day.